Fantastic Four: First Steps is about to hit the big screen, but this isn't the first time Marvel's first family stars in a movie of their own. Some of them kind of forgettable. In 2005, Ioan Gruffudd, Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, and Michael Chiklis portrayed Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman, the Human Torch, and the Thing, while Julian McMahon portrayed Victor Von Doom. In the film, Reed Richards and Ben Grimm work for Von Doom Industries, where they research the consequences of cosmic energy exposure on biological samples. One of their experiments includes traveling to space alongside Von Doom himself, chief genetics researcher Susan Storm, and Susan's brother Johnny. The movie follows their path into becoming heroes while Von Doom Industries exploits the story. The film's sequel pits the team against Galactus, who is heralded by the Silver Surfer, very similar to what First Steps may be. These movies don't hold up to the test of time. In fact, the first one has a 27% rating approval on Rotten Tomatoes. That's truly bad. Now, with the MCU turning Marvel into a mainstream phenomenon, the public's perception of the films has changed plenty. Many consider them gems with great acting and a great story that were simply unappreciated at the time by critics. But the films did really well in theaters and audiences loved them. Still, Fox abandoned them soon after the sequel. 10 years after that, the company gave it another try. The most recent Fantastic Four movie premiered in 2015, Fantastic Four, directed by Josh Trank. The film starred Miles Teller as Mr. Fantastic, Kate Mara as Invisible Woman, Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm, and Jamie Bell as The Thing, and Toby Kebbell as Dr. Doom. In this version of the Fantastic Four, the team and Victor Von Doom actually meet at the Baxter Foundation, a government research institute with only genius-level youngsters. Here, they end up opening a portal to a place known as Planet Zero, but its malfunction grants them abilities and transforms Victor into the villain known as Dr. Doom. This version of the Fantastic Four was widely criticized for straying from the comics so much since it completely changes how the team got their abilities, their first months as superpowered beings, and even the Dr. Doom iconic design. Some things fans just can't forgive. There's yet another Fantastic Four film. Did you know this? Fantastic Four: First Steps is actually the fourth movie of this team. The first one goes back to 1994. This movie was never released officially, but it's definitely out there. The 1994 Fantastic Four follows the team's origin story as they travel into space and end up in the middle of a cosmic ray storm and their first fight against Doom. And you should know, it's the most faithful adaptation that we have so far. We hope First Steps does things even better. We know the movie won't adapt their origins. This makes sense. We have heard this story way too many times. Instead, the movie will adapt their fight against Galactus, but now they're an established team of world saviors. And speaking of Earths, one of the most important things you should know about Fantastic Four: First Steps is that it doesn't take place on Earth 616. At least, not for a while. We know the team will make it into the main timeline thanks to the Thunderbolts post-credits scene, but we also know this version of Marvel's first family hails from a different reality. We still don't know which reality this is, but we're excited because this is the first time Marvel Studios has actually focused on a new reality. So far, only Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has done this before. The movie takes place on Earth 838 mostly. However, this is barely relevant to the plot, and to be perfectly honest, Earth 838 is pretty similar to Earth 616. The Fantastic Four: First Steps trailers have confirmed that the team is set in a completely different reality, not only in name, but on aesthetics too. The Fantastic Four come from a 1960-inspired world. Think Fantastic Four's most classic comics and all the Golden Age Marvel mixed with the Jetsons and Fallout. We don't know about you, but we're excited to see how different things will be, the kind of technology Reed will use, and everything in this reality. Until now, the trailers have shown a very colorful world, definitely full of geometric and sleek technology. Yeah, after 17 years, the MCU is due for a nice refresh, even if it only does last for one movie. When Marvel Studios revealed that Julia Garner would portray the Silver Surfer, many fans were truly confused. Until they learned that this time, the Herald of Galactus role would go to Shalla-Bal, not Norrin Radd. Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer already adapted Norrin Radd, so the MCU is trying to offer the fans a fresh take on this character. Now, how much do you know about Shalla-Bal? For starters, you should know that she's the Empress of Zen-La, her home planet, and the lover of Norrin Radd, aka the original Silver Surfer. In fact, she's the reason why the Silver Surfer accepted to become Galactus' herald in the first place. He wanted the Devourer of Worlds to spare her and her world. Of course, this meant for them to be apart, but Norrin would rather that than knowing his beloved would die. Did you know she almost married Dr. Doom? While trying to get Norrin's soul, Mephisto erased Shalla-Bal's memory and sent her to Latveria, where she was convinced that her name was Helena and that she was a Latverian citizen. In order to lure Norrin to Latveria, Dr. Doom organized a fake marriage celebration with this Helena. Eventually, Norrin saved her and even bestowed some of his power cosmic on her so she could return to Zen-La and fix it. Now that Mephisto has debuted on Ironheart, we can't help but wonder if Shalla-Bal will be back in the future. Would you like to see it? Fantastic Four: First Steps has the fandom excited like very few movies have done in the last few years. As the first movie of Phase 6, we can't help but wonder what surprises it will include, and we know there are plenty. For example, did you know that some of the members of the cast have unknown roles? We know Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach will play the heroes. Well, Ralph Ineson will be Galactus and Julia Garner will be Shalla-Bal, but did you know there are other big names set to appear in the movie? Paul Walter Hauser has confirmed he will appear in the movie, but Marvel Studios hasn't revealed his role. We suspect he will be Mole Man, and then there's also John Malkovich. Some believe he will be Ivan Kragoff, aka the Red Ghost, one of the oldest villains of the Fantastic Four. He could be Boris Karella, Dr. Doom's aide. Another great option would be Nathaniel Richards, not Kang the Conqueror, but Reed's father, who is a powerful time traveler. There are tons of great options for Malkovich's debut in the MCU, and the best part is that every theory comes with great implications for the MCU's future. Another star expected to appear in the movie with a mysterious role is Natasha Lyonne. Here's the thing, Lyonne already debuted in the MCU. This year, she voiced Birdie, the daughter of Howard the Duck and Darcy Lewis on the What If series, who became part of Captain Carter's team. So far, Birdie is an animation exclusive character, but I know I would love to see Natasha Lyonne as Birdie in live action. She's incredibly powerful, so she would be a great ally for Marvel's first family. But of course, because nothing's been confirmed, we assume she could also portray so many other characters. For example, Alicia Masters. Yes, the Thing's main romantic interest and current wife in the comics. Not to mention, she will surely have great chemistry with Ebon Moss-Bachrach. The Fantastic Four may actually be 5. Marvel Studios has confirmed that Sue Storm will be pregnant in Fantastic Four: First Steps, and some leaks, especially on toy lines, confirm she will give birth to Franklin Richards. You can even see her with a small child in some of the trailer footage. Comic lovers know this means a lot for the MCU. Franklin is one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, known as Powerhouse, the son of Reed and Sue, is one of the youngest reality warpers in Marvel. He's a powerful telepath, he has incredible telekinetic abilities, and he can even create things from thin air. Franklin controls reality to a molecular level, and some experts have described his power as said as something akin to a celestial. Can you even imagine this? According to Dr. Doom, Franklin's abilities are basically magic. He can absorb all kinds of energy, he can teleport, his psionic powers are off the charts. Is there something he can't do? Franklin doesn't have a known weakness. In the comics, he's currently depowered, but this is due to his own will. He has chosen to show himself as a regular teenager to the world. Can you imagine what his abilities could do in the MCU? Likely, Franklin will still just be a baby in the movie, so First Steps may not show us much about his powers, but we're hopeful in the future. Here's the thing, In the comics, the Fantastic Four have encountered different versions of Franklin. Some of them are even adults, and yes, most of the time, these variants are incredibly powerful. Remember that we told you John Malkovich was set to portray an undisclosed role? Imagine if he were an older variant of Franklin Richards. Now, if Franklin doesn't appear as a teenager or older adult on Fantastic Four First Steps, there's still a big chance that he will make it to Avengers Doomsday or even Avengers Secret Wars. Since he's such a powerful reality warper, he could be central to the multiversal crisis of these movies. Did you know that the Invisible Woman went evil once? During Fantastic Four number 280 in April 1985, the Fantastic Four fought Psycho Man, a mad scientist with emotion-controlling gadgets. He took advantage of Sue Storm's fragile mental state at the time to bring her dark side to the surface, turning her into Malice, the mistress of hate. Also known as She-Devil Who Lies Within, Malice attempted to take the Soul Gem for herself, even willing to betray her own team. This remains one of the most shameful moments in her career as a superhero. Now, what's the point of all of this? Well, Vanessa Kirby has revealed that she actually got inspired by Malice for her portrayal of Sue. Of course, this doesn't mean the MCU Sue will be evil, but Kirby has commented that she got inspired by Malice to make Sue a complex woman instead of the stereotype of a goody sweet mother. Sue has been described by Matt Shakman as the most emotionally intelligent person on the planet. This means that, like in the comics, she will be the heart of the team. Knowing that Vanessa Kirby has made sure that she's also a complex woman herself, we're sure the portrayal of this heroine will be amazing. Fantastic Four First Steps will feature more than one big villain. We already know the big bad evil guy of the movie will be Galactus, and he will come with a herald, the Silver Surfer. But the movie will also feature Harvey Elder, aka Mole Man, who was the first ever villain of the Fantastic Four. He even debuted in Fantastic Four number 1 in 1961 alongside the team. Mole Man isn't super powerful, but he's incredibly smart, so he has created tons of amazing weapons and gadgets to fight the Fantastic Four. Since he's basically blind, his remaining senses are heightened. He's a great combatant despite being a small man, but he doesn't even need to fight much. Instead, the Moloids. We're excited to see them too in the MCU, so here's hoping. Another classic Fantastic Four villain made his debut already on a Little Caesars ad? It's Giganto, who, by the way, is Mole Man's minion. This creature also debuted in Fantastic Four number 1, and she's a deviant mutate created by deviants. Yes, the counterparts of Celestials. Now, we don't really know if Giganto will actually make it to the MCU, but we assume she will be working with Mole Man against the heroes. It wouldn't make much sense for Little Caesars to use this character if she won't make it to the big screen. Finally, there are huge rumors about Robert Downey Jr. appearing in the movie too. It's highly unlikely that he will appear in this movie, but we're hopeful that First Steps will have a post-credit scene for Avengers Doomsday. Fantastic Four First Steps isn't even out yet, but we're already thinking about the future. We can't help it. Thanks to the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, we know this team will be on their way to Earth 616 sooner or later. Based on the massive cast reveal, Avengers Doomsday promises to be an even bigger crossover than Avengers Endgame, and we can't help but wonder what the Fantastic Four's role will be in the movies. Likely, Reed will use his amazing brain to craft some great solutions for all the heroes, but will he bring the Future Foundation? Especially if it means that more superpowered characters will debut in First Steps. Which MCU heroes could make it to this organization? What's gonna happen after Secret Wars? There are some rumors about Marvel Studios rebooting the MCU, but since the Fantastic Four barely arrived, this could be a huge mistake. We definitely want to see them for a couple of years, and the comics have decades of great material for numerous adaptations. From their chemistry with the Earth 616 heroes to their final fate once they defeat Doom, there's so many questions we want Marvel Studios to answer. Would you like Fantastic Four to become more central to the MCU in the future? Let us know in the comments below, and remember to subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching CBR.